Hello, my lovely class. Welcome back again to StudyWeb Academy, where education is without limits. Welcome to our last part of this discussion. Welcome to our English class, and this is our last discussion on the word meaning in context and structure. And basically, we are looking at vocabulary development and all it entails. The first thing we talked about is reading comprehension, which is very, very important for our vocabulary building. Writing proficiency. We've talked about academic success, and I was talking about communication skills. I'm saying that communication skills is it's a way of expressing ourselves, and this is very, very important and very, very evident when we have a broader vocabulary, which enables us to speak and articulate words well and just have confidence in what we say. So we want to be able to communicate well, to speak out our ideas, talk to people. And I gave an example of debaters. These are people who have grown and have a broader vocabulary efficiency. So they're very, very confident. Even when they stand in front of people, they're not afraid to talk because they know what they're talking about. They have this vocabulary mastery that helps them to communicate so well. Then lastly is standardized test. Many standardized tests that students may take in high school, such as the SAT or ACT, include vocabulary-based questions. A strong vocabulary can significantly impact test scores and college admissions. In your tests, in your quizzes, in activities you've done, I know you've been tested on vocabularies, and you've been told two words to give their meaning, or you're given two words to state the difference and such things. So this will help you. What will help you pass and shine in this test is the ability to have mastery in these vocabularies and just learn these vocabularies. So that is important for you to note down. Okay, so right now look at another wave, and that is ways to develop our vocabulary. So I'm going to be looking at ways to develop our vocabulary. How can we develop our vocabulary? What can we use? What can we do? Or how are we going to develop this vocabulary of ours? Okay, so we're going to be looking at that. So first of all is reading widely. So what do I mean by reading widely? So reading widely is basically encouraging us to read variety of materials, including books, newspapers, magazines, and online articles, exposing ourselves to different words and context. Now, can you compare yourself to someone who reads books, novels, and someone who reads maybe just storybooks or picture books? Can you compare yourself to someone who doesn't read at all, to someone who reads novels, newspapers, online articles? How do these two people differ, or how are they different? So you notice that one of them, even when they speak, you will feel how they're talking is very different from the other. Their vocabulary is mature. Their communication is so nice. They speak well. So it's very, very important that we read widely. When we want to develop our vocabularies, make use of the library. Read books, and do not only read books. Have fun reading newspapers. Enjoy reading magazines. Go ahead, get online articles and read. Just try expose yourself to a variety of contexts, and this will help you meet new vocabularies. You will meet authors who write so well, authors who have mastered vocabularies, and they explain their words so well that you'll understand. And when you come back, talk to your peers, talk to them in this using these words you've learned, and this is a way of developing your vocabulary. So one aspect and one thing that you should do is read widely. Next is vocabulary list. Now, even in my class, most of the time I tell you, go to your vocabulary corner and add this word. So as a student, you should also have like a vocabulary list where, like in a page or just a page or somewhere in a book, you record down some words you've heard someone say, or the teacher said this word, or there's this new word you've heard someone say and you don't know about it. So you put it down and go research on it and find out its meaning. This will help you develop your vocabulary. Now, we should also provide vocabulary list for you, and that is what I do most of the time when I talk. When I write down my notes for you, I make sure I include vocabularies and tell you to have this corner and just write them down, and expect you to use them in your speech, in your communication, in your writing. So the only way to develop a vocabulary is to have a vocabulary list too, where you jot down the words that you've heard for the first time or new words to you. You just write them down and then have fun researching and just finding out about this topic. Okay, the next thing is contextual learning. Learning new words in context can be highly effective. Now, we should encourage students to read sentences or passages where the words are used, so you can understand how they fit into these sentences. Now, like I said, most of the time you'll find yourself reading books, and as you're reading, you don't have maybe a dictionary close to you or a phone close to you. So what do? And you don't know this word, and you can't continue reading because you have to understand this word so that you can be able to understand the story. So you will most of the time use the context. So you just read. We've talked about this, reading words around this specific word, or reading the sentences or the phrases to try get the meaning of the word. So that is called contextual reading. So you should be able to read passages and sentences where these specific words that you don't know are. So you find these words and you read from there, and just try to see and understand how they fit into these sentences, and try find the meaning for yourself. Okay, so that is contextual learning. Then the next one is word games and puzzles. Now, with word games and puzzles, these are fun activities like crossword puzzles, word searches, and vocabulary games. So make use of these games. Do not just play card games or these games that are now into the market that people love so much. I don't want to mention. So make use of crossword games. You find that I've seen most magazines, I don't know if you've seen them, but there are some magazines that have these crossword puzzles. I don't know if you've come across them. There are games that are usually in the newspapers, actually, no, not magazines. So I've seen some newspapers where the editors will or the writers will include these crossword puzzles, where they will give you down there they'll give you a hint for the past game, or they give you the solution for the past game, but there's always a hint for the current game. So you find a newspaper has a crossword puzzle, or a crossword puzzle, sorry. Then down there there's a hint on how to work it out. Then after the hint there's answers to the past week's puzzle. So you can do the puzzle, try it out, then wait for the next paper and check your answer, check if you've done this correctly. You can do word search games. These games, they're very fun. You can do vocabulary games. This will help you build on your vocabulary. So don't focus on just the other games that people do, but try find out these vocabulary games and try play them. Okay, it's very, very fun, and I bet you will love them. So try these games out too. Another thing is dictionary and thesaurus use. Make dictionary your friend. Okay, make thesaurus your friend. Make this dictionary your friend. Okay, so words that you find unfamiliar, words that you don't know, use the dictionary to find these words. So with the thesaurus is used to find words or synonyms. Okay, so thesaurus will find words that mean other words, or words that have the same meaning. Dictionary will help you find the meaning of words. So make these dictionaries and thesauruses your friends. So use them to find out the meaning of words, use them to find the synonym of words. So use these thesauruses and dictionaries very, very well. So even at your free time, you can even just go through the dictionary. People do that actually. You'll find people just love going through words in the dictionary. They go through words, find out new words, write them down. It's a fun thing to do. And just to go back here on games, you can tell your friend that or your friends, you play a game where you say a word and they try to find the meaning, or you say the meaning of a word and they try to find the word itself by giving them clues. Okay, so they're very, very fun games to play and try build on your vocabulary. Then lastly we have just word of the day. Okay, I want you to keep on exploring new words. Okay, every day keep on exploring new words. You can even have like tell yourself that you want to achieve knowing 5 words a day. So have a goal every day. You must write, maybe you must know 2 words or even 3 words. So just give yourself a goal, like every day you must learn 2 words and their meaning and what they actually mean and everything. So just give yourself a goal of the day, and this will help you build on your vocabulary. Okay, so this will help you enhance in your sentence writing and just enhance in everything we do. So just to close up on this, we have to understand that vocabulary development is an ongoing process that requires like a consistent effort and practice, and we should like actively engage in words and they try find their meaning. So we try find the meaning of words, and as grade 9 students we want to expand our vocabularies and improve the academic performances. So how will we improve? By making use of all that we've learned today. So just going back to what we've learned, we've looked at adverbs, and I hope that you understand now what adverbs are and the types. We've looked at the adverbs of manner, the frequency adverbs, the time and place, and then we went to the conjunctions. Again, here we looked at the 3 types. We looked at the coordinating, subordinating, and the correlative. Okay, so here with the correlative here, or the coordinative first, we looked at the example here. We went to the subordinating, we looked at the correlative, and take note of all that I've said on these 3 types: the coordinating, the subordinating, and the correlative. Then we went to look at the prepositions. Again, here we had types. We had the prepositions of location, we had the ones of direction, we had the ones of time, and lastly the ones of manner. So again, I expect you to look at them and just find your way out to understand them. And then after preposition, now we talked about the vocabulary development, and so far I've told you a lot about this, and this is something I expect to see in our class as we continue moving. So I want to see we should read, like I'm expecting us to even a week, just, or give yourself a month to finish a novel, like a whole set of novels. Or if you're not a fan of novels, I know most of you love reading, and right now at this stage we want to be reading novels. Okay, so even in 2 weeks, tell yourself you want to finish a certain novel, or in 3 weeks. There are novels that are very, very in large volumes, and 1 week may not be enough. So just give yourself a time frame that you want to finish a certain novel. And then we've looked at the writing proficiency. Make use of work on your writing proficiency, and this will be very, very important when you know these vocabularies, and include vocabularies in your writing. And then we also looked at the academic success, and this simply means that vocabulary development is closely linked to academic success. You want to succeed in your academic work, you have to have a good vocabulary development, so focus on that too. And then your communication skills too. If you want to improve on this, then you have to look at your vocabulary understanding and just know how to use this vocabulary when you speak. And then also your test. I told you there are some tests that teachers will employ you understanding their vocabulary so that they can try to quiz you on such tests. And lastly I was talking about ways to develop these vocabularies of ours. So I looked at reading widely. That is a way to develop our vocabulary. Okay, so you read widely. Another one is vocabulary list. Have a vocabulary list, like somewhere you just note down words that you don't know. Then next is contextual learning. Like, don't get used to just using dictionaries. If you don't know a word, just read around the context, read the whole thing and try to find out its meaning. So we looked at contextual learning, we looked at games and puzzles, we looked at the dictionary and thesaurus, and then we looked at I gave you some word of the day. I expect you to give yourself a goal, like what you want to do. Then lastly we have to know that vocabulary development is an ongoing process that requires consistent effort and practicing. So you don't cease to keep practicing. Okay, so before I end the class, I have a little activity here, some very few questions, just 15 of them, and very, very easy. So they're very, very easy questions that I expect us to do. For example, this question that you asked here about the parts of speech you've learned, the vocabularies. So they're just a variety of questions to help you remember and understand. So thank you so much for today and joining the class. Bye.